Okay, so we have our mixed vegetables from, let me move some of these here. I've already washed and sanitized my jars, and I bought 5 pounds of mixed vegetables from Azure Standard to put on my shelf for winter. I like to use these in soups and like chicken pot pie, any kind of stews, things like that. So I'm going to fill the jars up to 1 inch of headspace. So I let these sit in my refrigerator overnight, so they're kind of thawed. And then what I'm going to do is, because I'm doing pint jars, I'm going to process them for the time that I would process the longest vegetable in the mix, which in this case my mix is peas, carrots, green beans, and corn. So the longest processing time is for corn, which is 55 minutes for pints. So I'm going to process these for 55 minutes. I've got my canner heating up, and I've got my water warmed. And then these are organic mixed vegetables, so it's just nice to be able to have them on the shelf, to be able to just open a jar and put it in my soup or whatever I'm doing. We'll see how many I get out of here. So I'm not going to have enough for another one, so I will... Ooh, I guess I should have put that on a jar before I turned it over. Real life, real life. Don't you guys love the way every time I make a mistake, I'm like, real life? I'm not one of those people who everything I do is great. I mess up a lot. Just so y'all are aware. The girl messes up. So, tell me what vegetables you like to can in the comment section. And also, what do you use mixed vegetables for? Like, I know, like chicken pot pie, I love, like chicken, and I'll make chicken and dumplings, and I like to use it in chicken and dumplings, chicken noodle soup. So, let me know what you guys use it for. Alright, so, I've got these filled pretty high, but when I pour the water in, they are going to go down a little bit. So I have my warm water here. And we're going to pour that in. We want 1 inch of headspace, so I'm just doing this close now, and then I can, after I debubble, I can go back and readjust the levels. But this way, I don't have these in my freezer. Like, I worry, like, especially in the winter time, I worry about power outages and stuff, and I don't want to like be wasting a lot of food if my power goes out. So I like to have a mix. Like, sometimes you could also dehydrate these to have on your shelf. All right, let me get some more water in my kettle here and warm that up. And we are going to adjust the level on these. Let me grab my chopstick here to debubble them. You can see the air coming out of the bottom. because you don't want any air in there because that's where your bacteria and stuff is going to be. Whoops. Okay. Got that. So we're just going to debubble, and then you can see that the levels are going down as they debubble. And these have to be pressure canned because they are a low acid food. Okay. So let me get a little bit more, top these off here. You want 1 inch of headspace, which takes you up to about the ball jars, it takes you up about the rim, the very beginning of the rim. And again, the nice thing about the frozen vegetables is they were picked at their peak and frozen. So that's nice. You don't have to worry about that. And then I'm going to add, you don't have to, this is optional, but I am going to add ½ teaspoon of salt to each jar. Where is my salt that I want to use? Oh, yeah, here you are. I'm just going to do sea salt. You can do canning salt. You could do mineral salt, like I have Redmond salt, but I'm going to just use sea salt here. And this is coarse. Ooh, do I want coarse? Yeah, why not? ½ teaspoon to each one. And the salt will dissolve, so I'm okay using coarse. Okay, so we got that, and we're going to wipe off the rims with just a damp towel because there wasn't any kind of fat or anything, and that way we can, you know, kind of inspect our jars, make sure there's no cracks or anything, make sure there's nothing that's going to affect the seal. Okay, and let me grab my lids. Okay. And you just want to do it finger tight. You don't want to like yank them. Because if you do them too tight, then you could have seal failures. Looks like I'm one short. I gotta go get another one. All right, guys, I'm going to, oh, I'm too short. What was I thinking? Nope, I'm one short. Okay, so I'm gonna get these in my canner and we're gonna process them. I'm gonna heat it up and then we're gonna let it vent, steam for 10 minutes. And then once that happens, we're going to put our weight on. My elevation is, I have to process at 11 pounds of pressure for 55 minutes on pints for these. And then once it vents for 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and put the weight on. And then once it comes up to pressure, we'll start our timer for 55 minutes. So I'll be back. Okay, it has been 55 minutes and they are done. So we're going to set these for till tomorrow. We're going to let them sit until tomorrow and then make sure they all seal. Ooh, looks like I did have a little bit of siphoning, but that's okay. Hopefully it didn't affect the seal. There's nothing really fatty in there, so I'm hoping it didn't affect the seal, but I guess we'll find out tomorrow. It only looks like one of them siphoned. So and then I will be able to put them on my shelf for use all winter. So now I have it. I know where my vegetables came from. I trust Azure Standard, so I'm going to go ahead and put the link for Azure Standard, my link down in the description, if you guys are interested in Azure Standard. And if you order from Azure Standard, after you order, they will send you a link so that you can share that with your friends and family. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up in YouTube, which will tell the algorithm that you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks. Bye. Okay guys, so we are going to can our frozen corn that we got from Azure Standard. And the nice thing about canning frozen vegetables is you do not have to blanch it. You're just gonna fill up your jars and then cover it with hot water. So we did that on our mixed vegetables, and now we're going to do it on our corn. We're leaving an inch of head space. And then we are going to have shelf-stable corn. So I like to do this just for the simple reason that, especially like over the winter when you have, in the Northeast, we have like bad storms and things. I don't want to necessarily depend on my freezer for the simple reason that if I lose power, then I could lose a whole lot of food. So I like to have a mixture of frozen as well as shelf-stable. Because again, if I lose power, this has already been cooked and it is ready to go. Ooh. I'm gonna knock my jars up. My pressure canner is warming up on my stove. Corn is a low acid food, so it does have to be pressure canned. And I got this from Azure Standard. It was frozen, and it is organic as well. So it is sweet organic corn. And I'm going to be using this for my Thanksgiving dinner. So you can make creamed corn using regular corn. And I can show you guys if you want to see that. Just go ahead and comment below and let me know. And I would be happy to show you guys that recipe as well. Okay, so I don't think that this is going to make an entire pint, but let's see. Nope, it's not. Okay, so we got 8 pints, not bad, 8.5 pints. So I'm going to go ahead and I will use that for dinner. So now I'm just going to cover it with water. And again, I want to leave an inch of headspace, but I'm going to debubble in a minute. So our water levels may go down some. Okay. Let me debubble. All right, so let's see. I think you can maybe use a little bit more. Then I'm going to just cover this one as well. Okay, and then that will go in the refrigerator and I will use that for dinner. Let me just get that one. Okay. Now I'm going to just wipe the rims off with some water. I don't have to use vinegar or anything because there was no fat or sugar in this recipe. So I just need to carefully clean the rims. And then we'll put our lids on and we will pressure can. So let me get the lids on these and then I'm going to tell you how long we'll pressure can for. I'm sorry. We're going to pressure can our pints for 55 minutes. I thought that 85 seemed a little bit long. That's for quarts. So if you have quarts, you're going to do 85 minutes. If you're doing pints, you're going to do 55 minutes. And they have to be pressure canned because corn is a low acid food. Okay, so I'm going to get these put in my pressure canner. I'm going to put the lid on the pressure canner and I'm going to let it vent for 10 minutes. I'm going to let the steam vent for 10 minutes like I've showed you on other videos. Once that happens, I'm going to put my weight on there and then I will let the pressure get up to 11 pounds of pressure and then for my altitude and then I will pressure can for 55 minutes. So when I'm going to take these out, I will be back to show you guys. Actually, I'll be back to show you guys when I put my weight on. Okay guys, so our corn is done. Our 55 minutes is up and we've let the pressure come back down. I'm going to go ahead and just take the lid and set it lopsided a little bit and let it sit there for about 10 minutes so that the the temperature change isn't too much for the corn. There. And after that, we will come take them out, and then we're going to let them sit for 24 hours or 12 to 24 hours. So we'll get them out in the morning. I'm just going to put them on this towel. So I will be back in about 10 minutes. Okay. Let's take this off. And Whoops. Okay. And here is our 8 pints of corn, shelf stable for winter. And again, I really like canning frozen foods for the simple reason that I don't have to blanch them. I can take them from frozen and just can them so that they are shelf stable. And then I don't have them taking up room in my freezer. And when I want them, I can just open up a can. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. Go ahead and leave me a comment down below and let me know what your favorite thing to can is. And go ahead and hit that thumbs up notification in YouTube to let the algorithm know that you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!